Alright guys, check my online. Okay, we're on. So let's talk about this, guys. So while I was when I started playing Valorant, like everybody else, I thought that the ranking system, like if you're iron, you would not be matched with like silvers, right? And uh silvers would actually behave or play like silvers, right? So it's like if you're iron 1, you'd expect to be fighting like at least maximum bronze 1, right? So the skill level would not be too, the disparity between skills wouldn't be so wide such that toxic individuals in this region, in these areas, would badmouth you if you play like a noob, because you're a noob. Being a newcomer in Valorant should be welcomed, I think. Then unfortunately, like, how it is. Now there are three things that this is from Medium by Phineas Main, from medium.com, Phineas Main. So he's talking about the ranking system here, so, and how the MMR works. I'm not gonna go into detail, but there's movement efficiency, there's shot placement, precision, there's reaction time. Like, I guess this, so we can include these things like your reaction time. Spot time is about how fast you react when you see a person, a character, and then move to engage it. In silver, that's 800 to 1000 milliseconds. That is like medium bot. Medium bot. So in medium bot, for me right now, after 3 months, I can like get 15 shots, 15 bots, which is my perception of these bots are like they still come and go, like they're still too fast for me. So I guess I'm like in bronze 1, bronze 2, which is basically my highest rank achieved in Valorant, which is good, meaning the system is working, right? The system works. Unfortunately, my problem with this system is the matching. So when you're in bronze 1, iron 3, like I'm hovering around this area here. Like one of my account is like here, iron 2. And I'm being matched with like bronze 1, bronze 2 players, bronze 3, this rank here. And some of these people in bronze 3 are like silver people that have D rank. I don't know what's going on with those guys. Unless sometimes they're cheating, and sometimes like maybe they are like immortals or diamond players that are, D rank and playing here. And when they get angry, when they get headshotted, they just go into a rampage for a single round and just headshot everyone. It's crazy actually. So with that things happening, I think it's so much better if the MMR doesn't rely on this. Okay, it should be stat based. Like if a player suddenly becomes so great, like aces the round or kills 4 people like in single taps, that account should be put in a place where it will be evaluated, right? Like it should be like, okay, this guy is suspiciously behaving in a suspicious way. He has a certain kind of skill that's not present in most of his games. So we're gonna put him in a place where we can evaluate more games where he's in, and see how he really works, how he performs. Once we figure out a way to filter players so that Smurfs like Diamond players will not intentionally like throw games to go down to this level and just destroy this area. New players are very sensitive uh, to behavior and attitude, especially when I began playing. I was just a casual gamer. I play single player games, multiplayer games such as StarCraft, and there's not much chatting going on in that games. It's mostly behave. There's no like banter, toxic banter. Uh, but I was surprised when I came to Valorant, like having watched like Japanese streamers, right? You don't really know what's going on in their text or in their audio because they mute it, right? So here, as you can see, Iron players are like the lowest because they're just introductory. Like they just come in here, so it's okay to match them maximum with bronze. Like Iron should be a maximum bronze one. But the problem, I think, I was right, right? I was right. There's not much players in these ranks. Now, if we limit the solution to that, I think, is if we limit this disparity. Like silver should not play in iron lobbies. A bronze one can come here, but then we have to filter those. Like you can't just climb down to bronze one easily. Like I have this friend's account that's from gold. It dropped down to iron. Now that's fine because he gave it to his brother, his younger brother, and now his younger brother plays like an iron. So I think it works somewhat. But then again, it shouldn't be so like quick like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why silver players are in iron lobbies. This should be reduced to reduce frustration in the new ranks here and increase the player base of iron. So as you increase the player base of iron, of course, it's going to increase the bronze and stuff like that. So the point here is that like look at this. So in silver players, you should expect like fighting a medium bot. Like they appear on your screen, then they take a shot as soon as they disappear. So that's basically the how it goes. So if in the range you play with a bot like in medium bots and then they disappear without you like shooting at them or hitting them, then you should be like taking a hit. So that's the idea. But then I have played silvers that play like gold players. Like they one tap everybody. Like there was this game I was in, and this Reina suddenly like without using her ult or something, because she played bad in the first like 3 to 4 rounds, and she always gets shot. She always dies. Then suddenly she becomes really good. It's weird. It's like maybe he has an older brother beside him. Maybe somebody like took over his account. I don't know. Or maybe it's a cheat, something like that. But these things should reflect in your matchmaking in the future. Like there should be. It's like in Twitch, right? In Twitch, like you post a video, and you keep posting that video like every day for a week. Then the previous week's videos will be like removed, right? Slowly removed. So I think if the matchmaking works like that, if a player keeps playing, his it's not time based, right? It's the frequency of games. So there should be like a range, like say like this, something like this. So like there's a point here where you are, and then there's a scope where you can be, like potentially, like you can go potentially higher or lower, right? So a player who keeps playing and keeps placed in this match, and then he keeps losing, but he shouldn't lose. He shouldn't be downgraded simply because he's fighting like immortals, right? Or a silver player shouldn't be like deranked to the bronze if he was fighting like gold 3, right? He shouldn't go like this because this matchmaking system, like from iron 1 to silver 1, you're able to fight silver ones. This is going to keep this iron guy in this space. Then it's gonna be good. It's going to increase to iron 3, right? And he would still be kept like at least he's going to live longer and he's going to be able to fight. But it's a little bit frustrating. So I guess the higher your rank goes. Like when you go up here, like I think the stat based, like it shouldn't be just like this. Like where you shoot, how fast you react. I think it should be like right now your points are given the same if you win or lose. Like they say there's a little bit of difference, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the bonus, like the star. So understanding it, expect to expect to fight like silvers when you're like bronze 1. Is that bad? Like it shouldn't be if everyone is this. If this is the real thing, right? But unfortunately, silver ones could be like diamonds who derank their accounts silver 1. How to solve that is the question now. Like how if they derank but then still could perform these feats like in platinum, like or diamond, right? Like a platinum player has this, can move this fast, and mostly headshots and good crosshair placement. I have been experiencing that, and their rank is silver, but they're actually here. So either they deranked and then just suddenly burst into this skill, like for 2 or 3 rounds. The system should like know, like okay, for this match, you like suddenly became platinum for 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, or 4 rounds. Why don't I put you in the lobby where platinum people are? It's going to be rolled there because of his performance. So when that fails for a couple of like for 3 games, it's going to be D-rank. He's going to be placed back where he is. So my point here is I want to remove like Smurfs. I want to be able to remove Smurfs from these areas, from wherever. Like if somebody like plays, like creates a new account, right? So he starts here. His placement, he just throws the placement, so he's here. So he's gonna make a video like uh, iron to immortal. So once he plays the first 3 games, it's going to be evaluated, right? So his first 3 games will be evaluated every time. And then it's going to expand and see how he fares. So of course, if we are human, we humans will be able to determine if this guy is just right. It's just smurfing. Look at that. Look at that. How he plays, how he moves, headshots. how he uses utility and stuff. But headshot percentage alone, you can tell, right? So if it's a cheater, then of course you can just place him to Radiant. So I think that's the point here. Anyway, sorry for the at the cross. So again, I'm still promoting stat-based like evaluation system. So you are being evaluated, like your account is being evaluated every, like, let's say every 5 games. So every 5 games you're evaluated. Though your rank is still like silver, you're going to be placed in the appropriate rank. So if you play like a diamond, you're going to be placed in diamond lobby. Even if you're iron, your rank is iron. And once you keep winning there, keep performing, and it shouldn't be team-based points, so that people will like not blame each other. Because currently, it's team-based. Like a player, of course, there's team like team bonus would be there, right? So it's like individual performance should like add to the team base default. Like if we win, like okay, we win against this higher rank composition, so we get plus 30 RR, right? And then individually, this guy has been like stumping everybody. He's like he has a KDA of like 33. Like, why would you give the least players a higher rank? Why would you promote them when they only have 1 kill and 14 deaths, right? So you want to keep them in the rank that they would feel familiar with, and you want to take out those like Smurfs and hard stack players out of that place. So if this guy is like fragging 33 kills every game, he should be promoted out of there. So number one is going to be placed in a higher rank. And then he's going to get more points. So if in that game, like he has 33 kills, so he's going to get 33 bonus points, right? Let's say, and then those poor iron guys will be given like plus 10 for winning, like plus 5 for teamwork, whatever, right? Basic, and then there's additional based on your KDA, and then he's going to be placed at a higher rank here. So when he plays against his peers, his skill level, and then he loses, then of course the point system will work exactly how it worked before. So if he played like he bottom fragged at that game, so it's just if he loses, then it's not gonna like gain. It's not gonna lose that much points if he bottom frags and then the team loses, right? So when the team loses and then he's at bottom fragging, of course, if you lose, like if it's like 13-1, I don't think the system should evaluate that in against the losers. If it's a 13-1, meaning something's wrong with the system, right? Either there was cheating going on or there was a mismatch. Something's not right. So the point system should reflect that, right? Should reflect the overall scores, the overall game experience. Like if it's 12-1, it's like 13-7. So it should be there should be like the point system should work with that in respect to that, and then the player performance of each players in the game should also be evaluated, right? Like for example, if a team is like filled with Smurfs, right? So a team is filled with Smurfs, then most of them have like 20 kills. Like 4 of them have like 20 kills. How do you do that? How do you? And then they're in iron, right? So they're obviously outskilled. Like the match is imbalanced in their favor. So they should be given like the least points. They should be given like, let's say, okay, let's say, because how the system works currently is like if you're fighting against a lower ranked player, you're not gonna get much points out from that. So I think that's good. Like the XP system of RPG should be implemented. That's good. Like if you're fighting against bigger or tougher opponents, you're gonna get more XP, right? But then it should be separate from your rank, from your matchmaking. So your rank is based on that. So if you keep like beating low elo players, your rank status would not be increased. But then you would be placed in a match against people that are your skill the next game. Or maybe the next 3 games you will be placed in that rank. Because you're outmatching your opponents. In iron, for example, in your iron, you're getting like 33 kills. You should be placed immediately to silver against silver, and then the point system will work there, right? So if you're fighting, if you have iron rank and then you're beating silvers, you're gonna get more points, right? So your iron rank will increase from bronze faster, right? So you're gonna be placed in silver faster instead of being dragged down by your iron allies and relying on the amount. Like you have to like play tons of games to get like plus 30 RR every time so you can go to silver, right? And in the process ruin the player's games here because your skill is silver. Yeah, I hope that's clear. Like I hope I hope that helps. uh so when playing, I guess from the topic of this video, expect currently that the matchmaking system is not very good. Like if you're iron and you fight against silver, look at that. Look at the disparity. Like you have 1.5 seconds reaction time. Like from the time you see a player, you take 1.5 seconds to engage him, versus him who has a half, like 1 second. That 500 millisecond reaction is like 2 moves. So an iron player can actually be, 2 iron players can actually be killed by a silver player, even if they come up like the same. Because that 500 millisecond is like 200 millisecond less. And if they're close, this 1000 millisecond is going to be like reduced, right? Because you're going to be seen, and then the movement is like 200 milliseconds response time or 500 milliseconds. So 2 iron players should be beatable by a single silver player if they're right there in front of him, right? You're gonna take damage, but that's most probably how it works. Then a diamond player can like kill an entire squad. Anyway, when you're playing as a new player, expect in iron, you can expect low iron, like you can expect bronze players there. Bronze 3 will be harder because most of this bronze 3, some of this bronze 3, most I think are coming from silver. So bronze 1 could be like silver 1, like the peak, his peak ability would be silver 1, and I think he should be placed there. And the silver ones currently in silver ones having silver 1 ranks are actually gold 1. So I think they should be placed there. And then Smurfs are here like playing as bronze, but they're actually like platinum. I expect this imbalance in your games, so you can be prepared. Like when you're iron and you're fighting like bronze one, they could be silver ones that are not trying their best. And if their ego gets like, if you hit them like a headshot, they're just gonna go serious and just kill frag all of your teammates, and it's really frustrating. I don't know what fun they're achieving with that, but that's how it is right now. So there is no system to detect these players. So I guess there should be a system in place in game to detect players that are probably D-ranked, who have probably like intentionally thrown games to D-rank. So if we have that system, that's going to also discourage players from throwing games, because there's a frustration right now that you can play your best and then they just throw games to D-rank, and that's the worst. So it should be evaluated. Like when he plays a game and does nothing, like it doesn't even or just randomly shoots people, the walls and stuff like that. So there should be like, there's a lot of things here that we need to take into account. But then of course we can always like, we have every data that we have. We can see every data. Like we can create systems around that to see if this guy is intentionally throwing. So we're not gonna give him the opportunity to do that, right? So if you reach a peak rank, it should be that the system would not allow you to drop to a very low rank. So that also like discourages selling accounts, and that should discourage like botting and stuff. Because when you're botting or you're paying to rank up, if your rank is not that, if your true skill is not really that, so you're not going to enjoy your account, right? So you're not gonna play that account. So they can rank up their account, but they're not gonna enjoy it, because there's no possibility that this account will like actually really go down to the bottom because of their performance previously. So like if I've been able to reach gold and been able to fight, now that is if gold is actually gold. So we have to fix a lot of systems, like from the foundation. We have to create a system when the point system, revamp it, and when where to place players that performs a certain way in a certain match. Like if he like if he kills iron players like easy like butter, even if his rank is like low, he should be placed in a uh, match where there are players that have the same skill as him, even if they have like a higher rank. Like example, like a iron player plays like a silver in this match, he should be placed there. And if he does do kills there and wins, like then he's from there. He's gonna level up quickly, because let's say if you have a system that when an iron player fights a silver player, is gonna get more points based on engagement, then it's gonna rank up there. So instead of restricting point system, like your rank based on your match, it should be individualized. Because uh, though we are trying to promote like team-based game, it's not really, this game is not really a team-based game. It looks like that. It's supposed to be, but it's not. So if your team has like silver, it's Going to ruin everybody's game. Going to ruin the allies team and then the opponent. So right now the system is crazy, broken, simply because we're trying to hold on to this idea that this is a team-based game. So point system should be like prioritizing like an individual's rank. So they don't stay in the rank and ruin other people's game. It should be like placed. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're iron, if you're playing, if you played like a silver in the this match, in the one match, the next match you should be like placed in silver. And if you fail hard there, then you're going to be demoted slowly, right? So you're gonna fight bronze 3 players. And if you still fail there, you're gonna place like bronze 2, bronze 1, right? And it's a waste of time to like keep throwing games just to play against iron players. Right? Eventually these people are gonna get tired. So if you push them up quickly, they don't get the luxury of like fighting this through here. Like the Smurfs are not going to enjoy this process. So they're gonna skip this, and if they want to fight against lower ranked players again, they have to keep throwing their games. But then that wouldn't work so much, right? Because his gameplay will be evaluated if he was just idling in every game, in every like match, like every round. If you're just idling, you don't have any engagement in your record. Like you can see it. We can see it in the after match report, right? If it doesn't have any engagement, no movement, no util usage, no purchasing and stuff, so you're not gonna get demoted. You're going to be penalized for doing that. You might get like not able to play for a few hours, but you're not going to be D-ranked because of that. Your teammates are not going to lose too much points because of that. Okay, so I think there's a lot of work to be done in this matchmaking system, but I think Riot has the opportunity again, like I said before. This is an opportunity for Riot to establish a good, like modern, better, more precise, accurate matchmaking system. Because somebody else will in the future. Somebody else will. If I got these ideas, somebody else out there thought about it. Thought about this too. Somehow, somewhere, some time, in some game, somebody's gonna make it. And I think it's an opportunity for Riot today. Actually, go deep into this matchmaking and make it like make models, right? And then have experimentations like this act or this season, like act 2 episode, like for this month we're gonna be having this model, and then the next act we're gonna try again to improve the model. We'll use this model. So right now we're clearing ranks, right? Every act. Maybe it's best like to establish, like, look for this perfect system. It's not really perfect, but it's fair. It's a fair system. Right now it looks lazy. In my experience, the matchmaking is really lazy. It's like it's too lazy. Like if your team wins, you get this, and if one of the players behave terrible, they still earn the same points as you. And if they were like botting, they were just like hanging around at the spawn, they still get the same points, and that's creating the problems, right? So if we have a system that evaluates your game, your gameplay, your performance in actuality every round for this entire match, then that's going to prevent botting. So botting, like you can't just queue up match and then stand there because you're not gonna get points. Even if your team wins, you're not gonna get points because of your performance. Then those that outperform everybody, like get 33 kills, are just going to be thrown to where they should be. They're going to be moved to a match where the skills are the same. So it's not gonna be ruining every like, let's say he needs to like play 10 games and win those 10 games to rank up to the proper rank. Even if it's honest, those 10 games are gonna get ruined. So it's still single player. You're saying we're trying to hold on to this group, this team-based point system, but it's still single player. So why not just apply that immediately? Just throw this guy up to higher rank, and if he performs well there, if he performs equally with those guys, then he's gonna get more points because of the system, right? Because of how we evaluate and give points to individuals, not team. Right now, there's like bonus 10 RR whatever, and it's crazy. It should be developed more. I think there's a lot of room to grow for the matchmaking, and I don't have the resource or the team, or like if maybe if they give me an opportunity to sit down for like a month or a year on this, I can like experiment on this. I don't know how the systems work, so if they put me there, I could simply like, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna spend like a month thinking about this in depth. If I know how their system works, then I'm gonna make a proposal. But right now, I'm just guessing based on what I'm experiencing, and what I'm experiencing is not good. Okay, so even if I smurf Iron One players, like let's say I'm a bronze, right? Bronze one, I can't really experiment smurfing because my skill isn't that good. But if I play in bronze one, being like Iron One, if I was Iron One, I should be like immediately pushed up to play against all of these players because of my skill. I don't know if that's working right now, but I hope that's how it is. And when I'm here and I still outperform this, I should be like thrown out, right? So one of my Japanese friends like consoled me about this. She like uh comforted me in a way. She's like, they're just gonna get up thrown into higher rank anyway. But it's taking a lot of time. So there should be a gate. There should be like a filter if you should be the rank or not. And the filter of that is your performance. If you perform well on average and you're still keeping up with, like, let's say you're in silver and you're keeping up with silver people, then you shouldn't be like your rank, your RR shouldn't like lose much, right? You don't have to lose a lot of points because you perform well. And you were like fighting all three silver three guys and you're just silver one and you still got like KDA of like 12. So it's fine. You shouldn't lose a lot of points just because two of your teammates were like just gave up after the first round or the first 3 rounds, right? So anyway, oh my god, this would be so much fun if I was in the development team. I would look into this and I would like I would like, you know, just sit down drink lots of coffee and stop eating for like a week and just think how this one player, what's the best way to handle this one player, that it should be fair to him and fair to the other players around him, and it should reflect how he performs. Not only right now, like today, his performance today, it shouldn't just be based on his performance today or in this match. While those matter much, it shouldn't be just solely focused on that. There should be like his past matches and performance should like become like a shadow, like an identity. Like we don't usually like play 100% every day. Like there are days like my aim is just so bad. Like my hands are shaking. I haven't eaten, or maybe I lack glucose at that point, or I lack sleep and I can't perform well. That shouldn't be the sole reason why I get like the rank, right? My past performance should like still matter at a certain percentage, of course, right? It shouldn't be like you get stuck in that just because you performed well in one day. Because there are days also that you it's amazing. It's like your brain is so fast, your reaction time is so fast. Then that's not your average gaming performance. So the average should be like evaluated. Like let's say every 5 games, like 5 games added to it, then 20 games before, 5 games added, then the average is evaluated, or let's say like 3 games, because three is kind of feels more solid, right? And then uh, the 10 games before it should matter, like right that, right? So the average, your average score is based on your 13 games, previous and current, right? Your current 3 games and your previous, like all-time best. You will have an all-time best. So all of your games that are you're at your best, you'll be bunched together, and your worst games will be bunched together, right? But if the system is correct, if you're not being matched with players that clearly outskill you, and the point system is based on that, like the point system like considers those factors, then it shouldn't be so hard to like do evaluations of how you're actually playing as a player, right? It's complicated, but it's simple if we break it down to these elements and just focus on right first creating like evaluating a player. Like it should be like system based, like for new player, for if your account is uh, fresh, like how do we start it? How do we start evaluating? When do we start evaluating? Where do we put players? Right? Like currently it starts at iron, right? And then we test the player for placement, and we put them in the like average here, silver, middle here, and we see if the placement matches, if he works, if he can fight against those and stuff like that. The placement matches. Maybe we can hide that placement. Like we can do placement, but in actuality, we're placing people every time. We're doing placement every time. So your primary rank would start with iron. It doesn't matter. Everyone is iron. The first rank. After your first game, this is how they perform. They're gonna be second placement match evaluated, and they're gonna be like placed here silver, right? So it's It can be done. Anyway, enough for me. I think the point is, I have like stated. I think I've said what I need to say, and I hope Riot uh like looks into this more and improve our experience, because this is a big investment. Like Valorant, they say it's a free game, but it's not. It's an investment. Not only for it's a future for the future of gaming. Anyway, thanks a lot, and I hope spread the word. Like if you find this, you think the ideas are stimulating to you, like go ahead, man. Be that guy. Be the guy who creates the perfect, the best matchmaking system 2024. Anyway, thanks and have a nice day.